Hey everybody, this is the pivot activity. I think it's pretty cool. We've already discussed, I guess I've summarized what things we're going to vary, what's our independent variables, basically, what can we vary. We've talked about the hanging mass, right? We've talked about how far we could displace it, right? And then we talked about the spring itself, right? Spring type. And then ultimately, what are we going to measure? The period, okay? The pivot activity actually has a way that you can type in stuff and submit it, but honestly, I found that there were some limitations to it in the sense that we've got mass, spring type, and displacement to test, okay? And I only see the ability to test, not necessarily, I can see the ability to test all three things, but I don't see how I'm going to get graphs to have it work. So you can use their tools to do the graphing, and it should be fine. But your Word document, your Google Doc, is going to have a snapshot of each thing you're testing. Okay, so yeah, you're going to be testing 3 different variables. Let's just go. So the first part was what will you vary, what will you hold constant, what will you measure, and what will you plot. So that's kind of what we did in the discussion board and in our summary, okay? And then here is their fabulous little video, okay? Things that we can, what is my dog chewing on? Things that we can vary. You can vary the different springs. They've got several different springs. I can go to spring A and hit go. And all of a sudden they'll be on spring A. Now I have to trust that it's spring A, but if I wanted to do spring A and then change its mass, right? And then keep it at a certain amplitude, I like amplitude 3, I'll sit there and go. And what I can do is press play. And then honestly, they've got some things over here. They've got a stopwatch, but honestly, I don't really know how to use the stopwatch well. Maybe I can use it to find the time interval between when it, for one, like I can do with slow-mo. Oh, that works, right? So I could actually find the time. Now, what would I write down in my measurements? So here I am at the end. The time is 8.26. I would write that down in my table. And then it goes up, and it's down again, and then I'd write 9.017. That is a measurement that I took. Okay? I don't just put it in my calculator, subtract it to find the time interval, and then put time interval in there, right? I put my measurements in the table. That's how we do this. In the news, they say they use science, right? That's a scientific method. In your table, you write down what you have measured, okay? You're welcome to use the stopwatch at home to do this, but this actually looks like a nice little timer feature right here. I guess I can get rid of that. I could also do some measurements, maybe at the beginning, right? I can figure out what the displacement was. I guess if I expand, it'll be a little bit better. 0, 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3 centimeters of displacement. They don't really give me directions, but I doubt I'm measuring it from here. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm measuring it in this zoomed in value. And the other thing, are they going to let me use it? Let me go back here. This just puts a line somewhere. So if you want to put the line of reference as it goes along, you know, you could place that line down somewhere. I don't think you need that for that. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe it helps with measurements. Could be. Okay, so those are the measuring tools that you have available to you. Appears, disappears. So if I'm on spring A and I've got mass 500, I could change my mass to 1,000, hit go, and it'll reset 1,000, and then I can press play and take my data. Okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kind of see the impact already. Some of the things are going to be a little harder with certain springs as far as masses. Watch what the 50 does. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can we use this timer? Probably. It looks like we can still use that timer to find one cycle. Okay. So ultimately, what was I doing? I kept spring A. Okay. And so I'm hoping in your Word document you'll type in spring A. Okay. And then you'll have amplitude 3, and you'll have measured amplitude 3. Okay, so let's get my toolbox out. Let's enlarge this. Let's go back. Oops. And is it still at that 3 centimeters? It is. It's still at that 3 centimeters. So they've made some adjustments so that it's always the same amplitude or displacement, which is nice. Okay. So, what masses am I using? Am I using the 50, 100, 500, but ultimately I want to get to 5, right? So I would call this mass, oops. So you can type it in here. This is kind of nice. And then I think they did it in grams. They did do it in grams, so we just want to make sure we're right on this. The new column, I'm going to put period, because I'm going to, well, wait. I'm going to use, whoops, time for lunch. I'm going to use time 1 and seconds. And then I'm going to add a new column to the right, time 2, because that's what I'm going to measure. I'm going to use that timer. And then, well, I don't love 50, but I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to press play. Okay, crazy. All right, so I'll get it at its low point, 4.53. And then 4.83. So I will go back to this and go 4.53, 4.83. Did I do that right? And then I'm going to insert a column to the right, and this is the nice thing. I can insert a formula, and I can take time 2 minus time 1, and they will do the math for me. Okay? So I'm going to put some arbitrary numbers. Maybe the time is 3.7, and then this is 5.6. And then this is 2.67, and then that was 4.577. I don't know. Again, random numbers. Is this doing that right? I want to change that formula. Oh, I had multiplied. I forgot to do. Well, that's good. I'm going to change column formula. Can I backspace? Clear. Time 2, and I have to use this, minus time 1. Now let's see. Oh, look, so much better. So much better. Okay, so I've got 3 in. You're going to make sure you've got 4. What am I going to have on the horizontal? My independent mass. And then vertical axis, I wanted my new column, which I should have said period. And that's seconds per cycle. Okay. And looky there. Oh, I didn't even need those, did I? They put those down. And then I could do that. I don't know why I care. Okay. So look, it puts mass on the horizontal, period, seconds per cycle here, and look what it did, right? it did this. Now, if I did a linear regression, that doesn't work. And actually, I hate graphs that do this. I need to show the origin right here. Now, my trend is not linear, okay? This is not linear, all right? So I need to go through and figure out what would I modify. Do I need to modify my mass, right? Do I need to modify my mass? Do I need to do an inverse of the mass? So I'm going to go change formula. I'm going to do 1 divided by mass and go. And then I'm going to have, instead of mass, so I would have done, let's see, period, new column. Well, that doesn't give me a trend either, but you get what I'm saying? So what I would do is, and I don't know why that's changed so much, is I've got 0, 0, I've got these, I don't want period, I want mass and period, mass and period, mass and period, okay? So when I graph it, I'm going to probably do a little screenshot, and maybe I do this and insert that, okay? Or I can do a screenshot of this, and then I can say, instead of mass, and I wanted to do the inverse, so this is delete 1 divided by mass, and this unit is 1 divided by grams, right? Then I could graph this and see if I get a linear regression. Now, clearly I don't have great data in there to see if I have a linear regression or if it's an inverse relationship. That's something you get to explore, okay? And so right now I'd be like, hey, there's my slope. Hey, there's my intercept. My intercept does not, well, it looks pretty significant. And, ooh, 0.78, that's bad. So I do not have a linear regression right now. But if I did, I go here, and maybe if you want, you can use your data and your graph and put that in the Word document, okay? So I just wanted you to get a feel for that option, and then this is basically the format that you'll have on Google Docs is data tables, graph analysis. So I can put in my data tables there, okay? I'm hoping this is, hey, come back. I never know when that cancels out, but I'm hoping that is helpful to work through the pivot activity. Let's see if I can get that pivot activity. Still recording, that's good. And using that. So as far as an ability to put it in, you're welcome to use this video and put your data into a Google Sheet. You're welcome to go into this video and put your data into Desmos and then do screenshots. You can do whatever you want, whatever tools work best as far as graph analysis. I honestly, I kind of like this, except I can't have both the mass versus period on the same axes as the 1 over mass versus period, because the units are going to be all messed up. One's going to be really small, and the other one is going to be, 500 or 50, 100, etc., stuff like that. So, anyways, that's what I have as far as Pivot, the tool. I think it's kind of cool. I hope it goes well, and this is a long video. Sorry about that.